That's the gimmick. I'm gonna do an update. I did try that PRP basically. So let me give my initial impressions of PRP for hair loss. And before I say anything, of course, you have to remember this is coming from a person who has a lot of autoimmune stuff, right? So probably not going to be the same as other people who are doing it more for, I guess, it's just more normal per se kind of hair loss, I guess, which I guess I'm getting older anyway, right? But I'm doing it because I've had like this kind of lupus shit and all these other fucking bullshit, autoimmune kind of stuff, right? So what do I have to say about the PRP? So what is PRP in the first place? They take your own blood out and then they take the platelets out and then I guess they just put it back in your scalp basically and it's supposed to help your hair grow, whatever, that kind of thing. And I guess the science is there that says that it works, although from what I've seen and what I understand, the science of how to make it work and the schedule for it is very all over the place, right? Some people, some things are like, oh, you got to get like 3 or 4 of them the first 6 months or something like that. But then you won't even see the results till after 6 months. But then some people have said they've gotten results just doing it one time. I know, I think I saw this picture of this girl who also had lupus, and she only had one shot, and it did grow back a lot of hair. Actually, I've seen like other autoimmune stuff, right? But then I've also seen studies that people say it's not good for people with autoimmune stuff. I don't know. Whatever the case, I fucking tried it, right? So I'm about I tried it once. I might try it again. But not quite 2 months. That's my first thing. My opinion on it is that first of all, I did it without any numbing. I didn't think that it hurt. I mean, besides the fact, I mean, I guess you're being jabbed with a needle, so of course you can feel it, but the pain would not be a deterrent or would not make me think twice about doing it again. I mean, it was fine. Um, you are kind of like, it does leave bumps on your head though, and your head is kind of like, there's bumps on your head, right? And that's almost kind of a thing I can say that it's almost weird because I would say this, like the long story short is I almost feel like a lot of things I've tried, like I have tried like laser shit. I've tried a lot of shit, right? And I have felt that like it's done nothing. I haven't really couldn't really tell you if it's done anything. This though, I would actually say that I almost would say it's at least a placebo, maybe a little better. You know what I mean? And it's weird because again, I'm trying to make this as like, cohesive or something or detailed if anyone was actually going to try this. Because when you try it, dude, you are stabbed all over your head, right? And so your head is kind of has these bumps. So it's kind of like, of course, your hair, if your head is kind of swollen a little bit, it's going to make your hair look a little bit thicker, right? So that's kind of like, maybe that was just a placebo because it's like, man, even after I did, I'm like, is my hair looking a little bit better almost immediately? But my head is also kind of like bumpy, so hair is coming out more, dude. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of like, is that a placebo? You know what I mean? It's like a lot of times when you try this kind of like, say, like thickening shampoo, and your hair looks instantly thicker right after you use it. Well, obviously that there's no way your hair could be thicker just after using it. So it must have been just kind of a visual change, right? So that's why I say a lot when I've tried this PRP, it's been a little bit iffy, right? I can tell you for where I had, I had a lot of these like the lupus kind of thing, like on my hairline and other places. No hair has grown back there. But I have taken pictures, although I'm not going to post the pictures because I don't know if it's actually enough to be. Because I mean, the problem with showing pictures is, and just roll with me here, is I've had times where I've lost so much hair. I could compare it to a terrible picture where I've been shedding a ton of hair, and I could show this picture and just be like it would be misleading, right? Because my hair differs a lot of the time anyway. But so where I had like a lot of lupus kind of shit, no, I haven't seen anything. But curiously, very curiously, where I have that like cancer spot on my head, and I don't even know if you could see it right now. Let's see. Okay. And my middle finger is right there. Do you guys see? I don't know. I can't see the camera where it is right there. There's like a little where I had that cancer dug out of my head, right? You could see a little. I have seen like on pictures, it's like right in that cliche male pattern balding spot, whatever. I have seen there. my hair did kind of look a little thicker there, which is weird because I got that dug out of my head so long ago, right? But I kind of felt like, you know what? Some days my hair has kind of looked thicker there, dude. Am I imagining it? Especially because you would think that the hair that dyed all around that would be gone for a while. But, I don't know for sure because, to be honest, like I said, my hair can change a lot in the first place, right? So I don't know. Um, but I'll say this, unlike a lot of things, like I've used lasers and all this kind of shit, where I'll be like, I don't think this is really doing anything, right? I'm just kind of trying to tell myself this would actually at least be almost a placebo, maybe a little bit better, because I'm not sure, right? I'll say this: it has not stopped my shedding though. I've been shedding a lot for since maybe I feel like September or something. I don't remember what it was. I've been having my shedding has not been very good for a while now, right? And I've talked about shedding, and people are watching this video have also had problems. When I did that radiation for my thyroid and everything like that, it took me 2 years to grow back my hair, dude. It took me a long time for my hair to grow back. So, I know things take a lot of time, right? But and I've had lots of different periods of shedding and different thicknesses of my hair. So, it hasn't stopped the shedding for sure. I haven't seen a difference in that, but does it look a little thicker in certain spots? Maybe it does, especially considering I haven't been having a very good shedding phase for a while now. And on that subject, I've talked about this before. Last time they checked my hormones and everything like that, for some reason my thyroid doubled. I don't know what the fuck was up with that. And for some reason my DHT tripled, which a lot of times my DHT is actually low, if anything, so it's not a problem, right? But I don't know why that happened, but my doctor's like, oh well, maybe it's just a blip. And I'm like, well, let's get it checked again. They're like, oh, let's wait a few more months, you know what I mean, before we get it checked again, right? So I'm kind of like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my doctor sometimes. Like, maybe it was just a blip, but if it's wrong another time in a few months again, we'll change. We'll see about doing something. So I don't know what that is about, especially considering how many fucking thyroid problems I've had in the past. You know what I mean? But I feel like maybe it's just a little blip or something weird, right? I don't know. So maybe it's that, but I guess the long story short, the only thing I could say is again, if you're going to, I might try it again just because for this, I've been like, there might be at least a placebo effect for this. Because of that, I might try it again if the price was right. You know what I mean? I know some people are like, oh, well, you got to try it multiple times. I've looked at all the studies and stuff like that. Yeah, there's lots of studies where they say you got to do it a few times the first few months, and then you'll see results after 6 months. But you know what? There's also tons of studies, tons of anecdotal results, where the fuck that English word is, of people who only did it once and saw results in the 6 months because generally you're, whatever. And a lot of people say they just notice a change within a couple months. So that's what I'm saying. It's weird for me because I can't tell, and I mean, but I will say if I actually wasn't shedding after it and my hair was just at the thickness it was, I mean, who knows how thick my hair might be right now if I wasn't shedding still. So I don't know. Again, is that a super interesting answer? Probably not for people, but I guess don't worry, be worried about the pain, or at least I am not, unless I was just having a good pain day or something. But that's my review of PRP, my initial reactions. Again, I could show pictures, but they're not good enough for me to show where I could say for sure. You know what I mean? But I can't say for sure where I had this like lupus kind of shit. Like I don't saying I don't think any of that hair is ever gonna grow back. You know what I mean? That took like an inch off my hairline within. Like I said that was almost instantly. Boom, lost an inch off my hairline. There's pictures of that shit. I've showed that before, but that was ridiculous, dude. But that's my sort of opinion on PRP, I guess. I'll give an update again so many months from now if I try it again and see if I have a little bit more concrete results and go from there, I guess. The end.